Okay, for the second question, notice that instead of a CDF, we are given the PDF. All right, and we're asked to find the PDF of Y. So let's try to write that out here. We're given the PDF of X, and we are asked to find the PDF of Y. Okay, and because they are different functions, let's call this gy. So that's what we are trying to find. Okay, so in order to do that, oh no, what's going on? In order to do that, we need to convert this PDF to a CDF, and then convert this to gy, like what we did earlier, and then convert this to gy like this. Okay, so you follow this flow chart here. Right, so we're going to do the first step. Let's see. So fx for 1 to 2, we're going to integrate 8 over 3x cubed. And you can do that from the lower limit to some value of x. So instead of putting x here, we're going to use a dummy variable. So we'll call it t, then dt. Okay, so let's work this out. This is t minus 3, so we are going to end up with minus 2, so that's negative 8 over 6t squared. And then we're going to put the limits in here, and then work that out. So that's negative 4 over 3t squared. Sorry, it should be an x squared here. And then minus minus plus, so that's 4 over 3. So we can factorize 4 over 3 out. So we got 1 minus 1 over x squared. There we go. Okay, so we have done this part. So this is going to be the CDF, and let me just make it well defined here. So this is actually for 1 to 2, and it's going to be 0 when x is less than 1, and 1 when x is greater than 2. Okay, so now we need to apply the transformation y equals x squared over 4. All right, so fx, we're trying to make this gy. Okay, so what is gy? Gy is p y less than or equals to y. And we know that y is in fact x squared over 4. So we're going to throw that in here, like so. And we're going to try to make x the subject so that we can relate this to fx, capital Fx, yeah? So let's see, we're going to get px squared less than or equals to 4y. And moving the square over is going to give us x is less than or equals to 2 root y, greater than or equals to negative 2 root y. So this is in fact x less than or equals to 2 root y minus px less than or equals to negative 2 root y. Again, if you don't remember why this is equals to this, have a look at the previous question. Okay, so now that we're done, what can we do? If you look at the question, you'll see that, no, not this one. If you look at the CDF for x, you see that anything below 1 is going to be 0. So this guy, being a negative value, is just going to be 0. Okay, so you could pretty much just ignore this one. Okay, cool. What about this guy here? Well, this guy is actually just this. Right? You see this is actually f2 root y. And we know what this is. This is actually this guy right here. So I'm gonna put that in, so 4/3, and then 1 minus 1/4y. Okay, let's see, 1 minus 1/4y. And then my domain is 1 less than or equals to 2 root y and 2 right here. Okay. And we're going to write gy here. I'm going to fully define this. So we have to write, okay, let's work this out first. Let's work out the domain first. So you multiply, so let's divide both sides by 2. That's going to give me over 2 here, and that becomes a 1. And then I'm going to square both sides, and that's going to give me 1/4 less than or equals to y, and less than or equals to 1. Okay, so anything below 1/4 is going to be 0. So we can put 0, and then the domain is y is less than 1/4. Anything greater than 1 is going to be 1. And so our PDF is now well defined. So this is done. So the next thing we're going to do is this guy right here, right? Oh, sorry, the CDF. I kept saying PDF for some reason. This is the CDF. So finally, we're going to have to work this out. Okay, so how can we do that? First things first, let me get rid of this. Okay, so remember, in order to go from the CDF to the PDF, you have to differentiate. Yeah. So g small gy is equals to d big G dy. So we are essentially differentiating this guy here. Okay, so this is a constant that disappears. This guy gives me, let's see, 1/4y squared. Right, so this is 1/4 less than or equals to y less than or equals to 1. So this is gy, and make sure to fully define it for all values of y. So say 0 otherwise. And there you go, that's it. Oh, hang on, I messed up something. This guy should be 3. And that's it.